What's going on? It's me, it's Chris, and this is Games to Discover, Episode 3. I'm one of your hosts, Chris, which I've already said. You've already heard. You clearly already know. But I'm here with my co host, Mel. Mel, how the heck are you?
Pretty good,
Mel,
Nice day to talk about some games.
we love to hear it. Um, every once in a while, Mel and I just put our hands right up above our monitors like we're high-fiving each other. At least I do. I imagine she's doing it too if she can reach up there, but I just, just um I never actually asked if you do that too, but I do it. Do you do that? Do the old high five, the air high five when we say something really cool together?
No, but like I do like this, like, I clench my fists like up in the air, kind of, not all the way full up, but it's like a yeah, that
Oh
type of
yeah.
thing. So
Yeah, like like you're doing one of those like poses in like an 80s movie or 90s movie.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's almost exactly like that. But I don't do the full on extent because I'm like,
Oh yeah.
that's too.
It's
I'm
too
doing like half
much.
that.
But, the dogs walk by, they're asking questions. It's a mess.
They would
Um,
honestly think I have something in my hand for them if I did
yeah,
that.
that's
But like,
true.
food?
Huh? What?
Hmm?
Pardon?
I'll do something. I'll give you the paw.
Yeah,
You
you
know.
want the paw? I can do that all day long. Um, but yeah, speaking of the paw, what's the best thing you ate all week? Because we do talk about
Uh,
video games, but before
yeah,
that, we are fueled by food, and very
big
little
foodie
sleep.
too.
So what, or a lot too much sleep sometimes. What is it that you either the worst or the best thing you ate all week?
Okay. This week I have some choices, I guess. I
Oh,
had a nice plate of barbecue ribs. I'm a big ribs gal. I like
mm.
barbecue stuff. Uh, but they also came with like the potato salad and like the mac and cheese. And I don't know, like this serving this time of the mac and cheese was just like heavenly, just perfection. So I'm going with mac and cheese.
What's
Nice little comfort food.
what's your perfect like mac and cheese? How do you like it?
Mm, yeah, you know what? I don't really have a preference. I just like it good. You can have it all the way baked. You can just have it like just like the noodle. You can have like the fancy noodles. I'm good with that. I
Okay.
just don't like it where you put stuff in it. Like if you put like a vegetable in there, like
Oh,
I like the vegetables, but like I don't really like the cheesy vegetables, I guess.
so you want them
So
on the
I just want
side?
just the noodles.
The
Yeah.
vegetables and then on the side, and then the noodles and the cheese.
Yeah, because I had some earlier this week with like little pieces of broccoli, and I like broccoli. I mean, it was okay, but like I would rather eat it just separate.
Yeah.
But it was like really rich, really creamy. All the cheese kind of like fell correctly. It wasn't like the noodles were too overcooked or like not enough cheese or the wrong type of cheese.
Yeah.
So
I
I want to
remember
go with that.
I remember one time I went on and I was like enjoying I went this is perfect mac and cheese. I got the mac and cheese, the Bach Kraft macaroni and cheese. I
Oh
got
yeah,
the
the snack one.
yeah, and
It's so
everyone.
funny because like I think that's the snack one, but I think the Velveeta one is like the fancy
Oh,
noodle.
the fancy one. Those are the ones that yeah. You
I'm sorry,
know
go ahead.
when you slop the Velveeta cheese out of the bag. That's how you know
So,
it's the fancy feast.
the big
But
spender right there.
yeah, but I remember one time I was not feeling it. I remember because every once in a while, if I'm feeling depressed, I will treat myself to some depression cheese. Well, I got two boxes of noodles. I might have been high at the time. Two boxes of noodles, put them in a mixing bowl, and then just came and got into a voice chat. Was talking to some people while I was eating with the mixing bowl in out of a mixing bowl with a wooden spoon, and It was a good time. All that to say, I think I like mac and cheese when it doesn't have like, it's not crispy. I don't like crispy or crunchy mac and cheese. I like creamy mac and cheese.
Oh, I mean, that's still
Mm.
good.
When I was younger, I would refuse to even look at the mac. And I remember my aunt would always be so offended for some reason, just because she she would bring that mac and cheese, and I'd be like, my mom would be like, "Oh, you want some mac and cheese? Oh no, that's not the good mac and cheese." And my aunt would be like, "What's the good mac and cheese?" And my mom's like, "He's talking about Kraft macaroni and cheese."
Yeah, I'd be mad too.
Yeah, shout out to my aunt. I don't think she's listening, but you never know. But yeah, so you had the really good macaroni and cheese, and what else was with it?
I
Or
had
was
the
it the
potato
macaroni
salad.
and cheese?
I mean, I'm gonna give it to the mac and cheese this week. It was just
Mm,
everything about it is just perfection. But usually I would give it to the ribs or the potato salad because I like this place's potato salad. Very picky with how it's done. And like I said, I'm always a big ribs person. Like if I was like able to get like like a free like birthday dinner or something, I'm gonna go for like something like a rib,
oh yeah,
or like
especially when it just
sandwich.
like, you know, basically you put your mouth against it and it just kind of melts in your mouth. Like you don't even need to
Mhm.
yank on it. Or, yeah,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's
Yep.
that's how you know
Mhm.
it's good.
And then for that, I can get like spicy barbecue sauce because I mean, I like the honey, I like the like hickory, the smoke, but I like the spicy ones the best. But like when you are sharing like a plate of food with like your family or something, typically you just use like one sauce for the entire dish. No one's gonna do like, oh, this side is only for this.
Mm,
So like when it's my own plate or something like that, yeah, I'm going with extra spice.
yeah. I mean, most of my life I was like undiagnosed ADHD, and so I would just eat the same thing over and over again. I had no problem eating the same food over and over again. And then we made like my mom would make like quesadillas, and all it was butter on the tortilla, cheese in the middle, and then we would dip it in sour cream. And I used to think, this is so flavorful. And I remember I was like working one of my first jobs, and I took it. I was like told a guy at work, I was like, don't bring lunch tomorrow. I'm bringing you some of these amazing quesadillas, right? He
Mm.
he was he um he opened the quesadilla, or I brought the quesadilla in, which was just like I said, butter on the tortilla, cheese in the middle, and then I brought it without the sour cream. I was like, it's so good you don't even need it. He ate it, and he threw it on the table because he was like, you told me not to bring lunch, and he's like, it's just a tortilla and cheese. and and so I was like, ah, yeah, you're right. And so we went, and I think we went. And then I was like, you know what? After work today, we'll go, and I think like I bought him lunch and or dinner. Uh, and we went, and yeah, we went to like a bar and got like a burger or wings or something. And yeah, and then he was like, you got to add something else to it. And so then I started adding more stuff to it to like, and like now I can, I'll add some like chicken or do some of that stuff. And now I'm like doing like double fried mm, uh chicken, you know,
Yeah.
crispy
See,
chicken.
that sounds really good. That sounds really good.
Mm-hmm. Or even without frying it, just baking it in the air fryer. It's really good.
Because
Um,
I would have the same reaction as this guy if he showed up and been like,
don't bring anything tomorrow. I got you covered. This is amazing. Even my
because
mom
I'm
was
okay
like,
without the sour cream, but like,
yeah.
come on.
Even, yeah, and we only had a microwave at the time, so he just microwaved this cold quesadilla that I cut into little pieces for him and had it ready. And I was like, I warmed it up, spaced it out on the paper towel or the plate. I might have had a plate, and he took one bite and just threw it on the table. He's man, you told me not to.
He probably thought you were like messing with him for real. He's like, I'm gonna make sure this guy doesn't eat for lunch.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Um, but yeah, so that happened. But that has nothing to do with the best thing I ate this week. I was
I
trying.
thought he was gonna lead up to it. I thought it was gonna like tie in. He's like, oh, I had quesadillas. You know, that's what I was waiting for.
I did have really good chicken quesadillas, but that is not it. The worst thing I ate um
Oh, okay.
was just tonight. It was um I mean, I knew it was going to be bad, but I powered through. I suffered through it. It was a
Sometimes you have to.
stale donut from the fridge, and it had like it was just a plain donut with um icing on top and then fruity pebbles. But the fruity
Oh,
pebbles were
okay.
soft, and the donut were was stale and kind of dry. And I was like, "This is it. This is it." It got to the point where I was like eating it icing down so that it would touch my tongue, like I wouldn't have to taste the dry thing as much.
I mean, that's a good method, you know.
Yeah. Um, I guess the best thing I ate though would probably have been there was some spaghetti with like chopped up bell peppers in it, and chopped up bell
Ooh,
peppers and jalapenos. And so it was like
really? Huh?
sweet bell peppers and jalapenos mixed in with the ground beef and the spaghetti noodles.
I would not expect you to eat that, to be honest. You know, I thought the pepper texture would be too much for you. You know, just
Mm. Yeah,
throwing
but
you off.
well,
You know?
you so the trick is you cook the peppers with the ground beef, so then it like softens them so that they're not like crispy,
Oh,
and
okay.
so it's kind of like the same texture as the noodles. I think that's or the meat. I think that's the only reason I can handle it. But even just spaghetti with ground beef in it is sometimes a bit much for my sensory overload. Um,
I got you.
yeah, that's just how we roll around here, you know. Um, but yeah, that was. I'm gonna say that was the best thing I ate.
I mean,
And
that sounds pretty good, to be honest.
much better than the donut. Um,
You said it was a plain donut and then it had like several things on it. I was thinking like just like baked, you know, like the fried bread, whatever, you know. That's what I was thinking as a plain donut. And then like, oh, it had the icing and the fruity pebbles. I was like, man, this is a fancy donut over here, you know.
oh yeah, that's true. That's true.
It's a shame that it was too stale to enjoy though, because it does sound like it was a fun little flavor,
Yeah, it
you
was like
know.
a
To
novelty,
try.
you know.
Yeah,
But I liked it. Liked it enough, you know. Um,
yeah,
I ate the whole thing. I wasn't gonna be like, this is dreadful. It was just one of those things that, oh, it could have been much better if I got it a few days earlier. Um,
yeah. You just ate it.
yeah.
I get
Um, but we did do one thing this week, and that was played some games.
you.
We
Yeah.
played some video games this week. I played some, you played some. Do you want to? Oh, you know what? Before we do that, we got,
Oh,
my goodness, I heard a rumor, and then you confirmed said rumor when listener of the show, 2 weeks in a row, we said, hey, if you can find a way to get in touch with us, go ahead, get in touch with us, and we'll answer your question on the in the on the show. And sure
yeah.
enough, Hopple went ahead, reached out to Mel, and asked the question for this week. Do you want me to read it, or you want to read it?
Uh, I mean, you already introduced it, so
Okay.
I guess I would.
Oh, okay. Go ahead.
Oh, if you really want to go, you can go.
Oh no, by
Because
all means.
I feel like I have a lot more opinions on this probably than
All
you.
right, then I'll ask it then.
Okay.
All right, Hopple wants to know if a game is based on a real location, do you leave the language on the local language, or plus English subtitles, or do you play with English audio? And you said you have a lot to say about it, so I'll go first
Yeah.
because I
Okay.
um here's the thing, you know, I don't play a lot of um games with the audio in Japanese, like if it takes place in Japan or something, like Yakuza. Just because I won't be paying attention to the story as much if it's not in English voice acting, because I'm not keeping it close enough attention to both. Um, or I'm, yeah, I'm not very good. I'm not very good at reading. Um, in the sense that I'll like read read it real fast, and then by the time I read the next thing I already forgot pretty much what was said. But if I have the English audio, then I'm able to get more engrossed in the in the story. um the one time that I did do it, like Hopple said, was Ghost of Tsushima, where I played
Ooh.
there was like the black and white mode where you could play it in black and white, and then I played it in black and white with Japanese language and the English subtitles, and that was fun. What?
Yeah,
But what
I would
about you?
agree with you. So if it's based off of real location,
Hmm.
I'm always gonna try to use the actual language. Because this way I typically play a game is see, I typically like to have games that have actual couches. You know, like none of these like create your couches and you put yourself in there. I like to have like some person with their own thoughts and ideas and background, story, whatever. And I like to be really immersed into their world. So if it's actually based off a real location, yeah, I'm gonna try to use the language possible. It's just sometimes you don't really get the option because you know they just it's a cost issue, to be honest.
Yeah,
And sometimes you just have to deal with, hey, this is only going to be in English, and it does take my experience out a little bit, but like, I can get through it. But I would very much rather just to have the language that it matches with. So for like Yuzo slash like a dragon, I'm playing with like the Japanese stuff. For like the judgment stuff, I'm gonna play with the Japanese stuff. There was like one game I actually did was like the Taiwan. So I like, had like that language instead of like the Japanese in that time.
oh
I
okay,
think
yeah.
there was one that I did in Spanish, and I was actually able to like understand a good amount.
Oh,
So
look
I
at you
like that.
go.
That was a little fun extra. I can't speak it for sure, but like I can read a good amount of it, so I like that stuff too.
Oh, that's
But
fun.
if it's based like if it's not like based on anything real, then it's kind of a toss up because then it's like I like to support the English voice actors. I like it when stuff is localized for me so I can understand a little bit of the jokes and stuff. But like sometimes this localization stuff, they don't really localize it correctly, and you do lose out on some of the stuff if you don't play in the actual language. But like, I don't really know that many languages in depth to be like, hey, yeah, this is the major issue for me. And then there's a couple of series where I like it where they went all in on this localization stuff. Like I'm a big Ace Attorney fan, and
Yeah,
like if you actually play those games,
I
it's like
I heard
it's like
from
it's
some people that it's
obviously
good.
yeah. I know you have a bit of an issue with the reading, but if you actually play those games, it's like very obvious like they're in Japan. But like when they localize them for here, it's like, oh, we're not sure if like people are gonna like this. So they made like this mixture of like, oh, it's kind of like California in some places, but it's like still
Oh yeah.
Japan. So it's like really out there and funny, and like I'm okay with that, but like not all the time. If they actually gave me the option to
Right.
listen to that game in like Japanese, I would. But that game doesn't really have like a ton of dialogue itself. But for like the games that don't really have like a certain location, I typically do use the English ones. And sometimes if the game lets you, like you can switch back and forth on the fly. I love it when games do that because sometimes I'm just like really tired one day and I don't want to read. So just having the couch just listen, something I can just easily grasp.
Yeah.
And sometimes if they're able to let you watch like the cutscenes over, I'll play it in a different language to see if like, oh, like,
Mm.
hey, it's like a different impact. Or, hey, do you recognize this person from another game? Because I play a lot of Japanese stuff. Sometimes there is no English at all, so you just have to like, okay, let's see if I can vibe this out. But yeah,
Yeah.
I typically try to match the location, and I think it's fun that way. I'm not gonna like super learn in depth like another person's language this way, but you can pick up a couple little things here and there, to use in life.
Yeah, that's like there are some scenes I played like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, and you're going to different islands, and like I think, yeah, you're like in America, and there's like some translation issues where they they don't understand what each other's saying and stuff, and so
Mhm.
that's reflected in the game, so I kept the language the way it is, like the defaults,
Ooh.
so that it would make more sense when those things occur, um, which is fun.
Oh, that
And
does remind me of something actually.
what?
Because like the language you typically know, like you can like understand like the tone and inflections, like
Right.
in a better way. And I remember this one series I played. It's like the
Fortnite.
Danganronpa series.
Oh, right. Danganronpa.
Fortnite.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's very like animated, like it looks like an anime basically, just
Yeah.
like in motion type of thing. And I remember playing like the first one like
I
on the
played
Switch,
some of the first
and
one.
I was trying to make you play it, but I remember this one part because I remember playing it and I posted like a little clip or something, like maybe like a screenshot, and I had someone ask me like, "Hey, how you listening to this stuff?" And I remember I was like, "Oh, English," and I was getting like a lot of like kickback for that, and like, "Oh, you should really listen to this," and I was like, "Well, I'm gonna stay with the English. This is not based off like a real thing." But then like later on in the game, there's like this one part in this one chapter where like a character's voice changes, and like it's just so impactful because I was able to recognize it in an easy way, and it was just such a cool moment. Like if I did it in a language I didn't understand, it wouldn't have been as cool because I wouldn't caught on as well.
Oh,
Because I'm
right.
just
Yeah.
not as good as that. Some people are naturally better at just catching tone inflections and other languages they don't understand. I'm just gonna say I'm not personally. So I was kind of glad I stuck with the English for that.
Right.
But
Yeah. Mm.
it's like you never really know until you actually play through something. Because there was times where it's like, yeah, I kind of wish I did one for another language.
Right.
But you know,
I will
yeah,
say I do like that more and more games are having multiple languages to choose from, as opposed to just having the one, um,
yeah,
which is nice. But yeah, thanks, Hopple, for writing in. By writing in, I mean messaging Mel to ask on the podcast.
yeah. I thought they were just gonna go to you because when I saw that, I was like, what is this? Like, I don't, I don't remember like offending anybody. Like, I don't remember posting anything. So, thank you though. Very interesting question. I really liked it.
Yeah, that's good. I got me remembering that maybe I can go back to Danganronpa. Maybe.
You're not going back there.
Well, maybe we'll,
You would.
we'll restart it. We'll restart.
You gotta
It,
get to the
that took
same
me like
part where
4 streams to get to that part.
it was
You're
like
like,
it
it's
was like
about to
4 streams.
happen. You're
I
like,
was like, it's about to happen, and it still didn't
never
happen.
played it again. Yeah. Um, do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first for what we've been playing?
I think you have a little more in-depth stuff, so I'm gonna go first. You little bike. Um,
All right. Yeah. Well, you've been playing some stuff. I mean, we both have been playing some
yeah.
stuff. Plus, we were gone for a while, so then, um, we were talking before we got on how I like to cover some games that I played, even if it was a little bit ago. Um, like, just because it's like some of these games people never even you
You
don't
talk
hear
about,
anyone talking about them, like World of Goo 2. I'm going to talk about that next week because I'm going to play some more of it this week and then talk about it on next week's show. But yeah, you go ahead and.
because you mentioned that to me before we started, and then you gave me the curveball of Endless Ocean, and I was not expecting that.
Oh,
So that
last
threw
week,
me off
yeah.
last week. Yeah, because I was like, when you asked me that question, I was sweating bullets. I was like, what is he gonna ask me? Like,
I was like, Mel, I need to ask you a question I've wanted to know for a really long time.
because I haven't mentioned anything about Endless Ocean to anybody because it was Endless Ocean. It
Yeah.
was a nice little like, hey, this is happening type of thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, I have a couple of things like that. But I think I'm gonna start with the Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I played a
Oh.
little bit of that because like back in the day, I played like the GameCube one, like maybe like the first two, and I liked it, and then I just like stopped playing them. That was just it. I was like, I got my full of it. I'm done. I'm out of here. I don't need no more. But it just went on sale recently, and they dropped this nice little demo, so I was able to try like the first like 3 hours, of little stuff,
Oh, yeah.
and you know, I think I am gonna get like the full version relatively soon. So, because I did enjoy my time with it, but I did have some issues with it. Cause
Oh,
like you're in like the monkey ball,
yeah.
and you have to like balance everything. And they give you like this camera option, like setting stuff, and it's like normal, slow, or fast. And like even on like the fast option, I don't feel like it follows me fast enough to my guy. Cause like for monkey ball, you have like these obstacles on like the map, and your goal is to collect as many like bananas and like the golden banana for this one, and to get to the goal as fast as possible without like falling.
Right.
So you're doing like all these like little goofy like shortcuts, and you're trying to balance stuff without like sending yourself back. And like I was just trying to go so fast, I guess, that the camera was just like trying to catch up with me. You can't really see, and then sometimes I'm just slamming into walls. I'm flying off the stage, and you know. But it did bring back like memories of like playing like the first two games on the GameCube, and it's an interesting feeling because it's one of those things where I really want to do well at. I want to excel at it. So like you just try it over and over and over and over again. And that can be like tedious with like some people, and like for some of these little maps it was. But I just kept trying it to just improve my time. And like for some of these maps, you're just like getting like, oh, I did this in 10 seconds, and like I didn't get like the little golden star, I think. So I was like, how do you do this
Oh,
in like
yeah.
under like 10 seconds? And then, it's eating away at me. I'm just trying to figure out all these little things I can do. And like there's like different monkeys you can do, and they all have like different stats. Really enjoyed that because I did actually change it up a little bit just to see like, hey, this one has like better handling. Like maybe I can take this corner better with this one. And in this particular game, they added a new little this little spin move, I guess. You can charge up your monkey ball, and just like spin over stuff for like a short period of time. But you can't spam it because it's like on a cooldown timer thing. So you have to plan out your steps, your moves and stuff. And yeah, I really am enjoying this level. And I thought, it's like I said, I played the previous two on the GameCube. It's been a hot minute. I have less patience. I'm going to admit that now than I did back in the day. So that's going to fight me a little bit. but I still have like, the same drive to do well, and it's still fast enough for me personally just to get up and try again, just to do it again. And
Right.
you don't have to do like all the objectives in like the same run, so you can just focus on like one thing at a time. But I tried to do some of them all in the same one, and I don't know if all of them are possible that way, but yeah, I'm really enjoying my little time with it. It has the HD Rumble kind of thing. Uh, I don't know if I like really care for the motion stuff, which I was a little bit of down on because I do like to use the extra stuff like that. I'm a big like DualSense person. Uh, the Wiimote waggle.
Oh
Touchscreen for
yeah.
DS. I'm all for that stuff. Ring Fit. You adding the ring to it. I'm like your worst nightmare if you hate that stuff because I'm like there like day one trying to support it, trying to get like more games to use it. But I didn't really feel it for this one. But yeah, I think I'm gonna actually try to get it because like this one also has like the multiplayer stuff, which I wasn't able to try for like the demo stuff. But it looks like it's kind of like a Fall Guys kind of situation. So you're competing to be like the top monkey ball. And Sega has been doing pretty well with launching like DLC for their stuff, and you can be like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Axel from like Crazy Taxi. I love that stuff. He's like actually in like the taxi, I think, too. So that's fun.
Oh yeah.
Little story. They introduced like a new monkey, I'm pretty sure, to the series. You know, the story seems whatever, but it's nice that it's there. So yeah, I'm really liking it. It's bringing back vibes I haven't been feeling for Monkey Ball in a while. So yeah.
Oh, that's exciting. W- one whenever I think of Monkey Ball, I think of Super Monkey Ball on the N-Gage because for
What?
for a certain amount of time, I was really into the N-Gage. Like I had the N-Gage, I got the N-Gage 2, like it was like the Choco Taco of phones, and
That was the Jacob Pucker, yeah.
yeah, and I remember I would get text messages and wouldn't see it because I was too busy playing like Pandemonium on the uh N-Gage, and or I think I even got like a Ghost Recon game on there, and like Rainbow Six maybe, and I got a lot of games on there because I was like, oh, one thing I love to do like back in the day, right, when there were like, how they had like all the videos, the game, like the reviews for or no, not reviews, but like a movie would come out and then they would have a game for every single console, but they were all made by different developers, and so then I would play them all, and I was just like, man, I like that each one of these is a different game, even though it has the exact same name, but it is a different game made by a different team. And the Engage was that, and I remember playing it, and then um but yeah, that's what I think when I think of the Engage or the Monkey Ball. Um,
They probably should have put him in the N-Gage and just like
yeah,
made him roll as that,
yeah,
just like roll around the N-Gage.
that would have been nice. I mean, I would have loved that.
I would
Um,
love that too, because I played with the demo version of like the demo Engage in the store, and I
mm,
was like, wow, this is awful but cool.
yeah, I was like, man, this is great. This is the best thing that is something I don't want but want since the game.com. Um, I remember I got a bunch of games for the game.com because they were all $1 each, and
Yeah,
my parents were like, you can. I can't remember. I think they might have given me money to buy something at the store, and I was like, I could get a candy bar or I could get 5 game.com games. So I got like Resident Evil, some other games, and I was like, man, this is great. One day I'm gonna get the game.com. Never did, but I have those games. Um, but yeah, the Monkey Ball. I think one of the things about Monkey Ball that I like, especially with this one, I was like watching some people play it.
Okay.
and it is that aspect that you were saying of, I think it's like when you beat of level and then you go to do it over again and you're like you're seeing yourself like, oh, you're seeing different things you could do to shave certain amount of time off if you just get it just right, and then you can just keep doing that over and over again to like get better times, right?
Yeah,
I think that's
usually.
really cool. But yeah.
You just you have to have that mindset for it because like you can easily just like beat the level and go to the next stage and
Right.
you can probably beat the entire game pretty fast like that. But like I guess this just really clicked with me into where I just wanted to do better and better and better. Yeah, so I'm just spending a lot of time on like the same little map. I guess can be a little crazy to some people, but I was having fun, and I'm looking forward to getting the full thing.
Yeah. Um yeah, Monkey Ball. What is it?
Super Monkey
Super
Ball.
Banana Blitz?
No, that's the one that came out like 2 or 3 years ago.
Oh,
This one's Super Monkey Ball Banana Rumble. I know, very different games.
very
I
different.
say that sarcastically, but they actually are.
Yeah. Um but you enjoyed, you're thinking about getting the full game?
Yeah, I I think this might be like cause typically like I have like 2 really big months where I do like a lot of pickups, and this month obviously for like Black Friday stuff, I try to get a bunch of stuff. So I might be peeling my eyes out for this because I got the game last year, from Sega around this time for like the same kind of thing. Was there's Samba de Amigo,
Oh
Audio
yeah,
Central.
that's right. I remember you got that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that stuff. I'm still playing that. So I'm hoping I can get like the same kind of deal thing for Monkey Ball for the Black Friday stuff because I got a really good deal for that other game. It was like $15. I got like the entire game, so not too bad. So hoping for that for this. If not, not the biggest deal ever, but I probably still would pick it up because I don't think I have a lot of physical pickups for the rest of the year.
Yeah. Yeah. Um we'll see. I mean, yeah, unless it, turns out you might get some at Christmas, the holiday
Mm,
season.
maybe.
You might. You never know.
I do still get stuff from my family like that because they're
Yeah.
like, we don't know what to get you. Please give us
Yeah.
something,
They
type of
can't,
thing.
they can't get you a name, so they gotta see what else they can get you. Uh, one of these days. You said, let's see. Oh, you know what? I'll just talk about this thing, and then you can jump back in. The GI Joe Cobra's Wrath, which, by the way, um I played this. So this is on Steam right now. Or sorry, the GI Joe Wrath of Cobra, and it is, it kind of, um it's made by Maple Power Games, and Maple Power Games, I don't know if you know this, they did Monster Harvest. Now
Oh yeah.
that's a game we've talked about. I played. We talked about. Um, it is That's like kind of like Stardew Valley meets Pokemon, sort of, kind of. You have like a farm, and then your farm animal, like you can get these Pokemon that help you get different stuff. But anyway, that's not the game I played. But they made that, and then they went on to make this, which is G.I. Joe Wrath of Cobra. This is the game that, um, it looks like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 2D game.
Okay, so not the one that just came out. It was the what was it like? somebody's revenge, like Splinter's revenge or something.
Shredders.
Shredder's revenge. Yeah, my bad. Splinter's not.
Please,
I'm
Splinter would
I'm
never
sorry.
get
I'm
revenge.
sorry.
He would teach
I'm
against
sorry.
that. Please show some
I'm
respect to
very
the rat,
sorry.
please. Um, I was watching a show and she was like, "Oh, it's kind of like a modern day, r- rug, rug vermin." They're like rug rats. But yeah, yeah, it kind of looks like um they were going for like a real Shredder's Revenge feel, which is like 2D or old school arcade game. Um, but it kind of falls flat for me. It's not as enjoyable. You get like special abilities with the characters. Um, and they can do different attacks, but then you also get like guns that you can use to shoot them, like blaster guns, and you take them out. Some of them, you're like doing multiple, like your attacks can take out multiple enemies, but just like the animation is really good, but it just doesn't feel quite as good as um, like Shredder's Revenge did, where like each hit you can kind of feel each hit with the Shredder's Revenge. This one is a little bit less like that, and then you get like special abilities, and you're picking up like these random floppy disks that fall on the ground, but they don't really do much of anything outside of like give you a score. Um, and yeah, um, I played I played the first three levels as each character, and I just, mm, it just, I don't know that I feel the need to go back and play more, but um, at the same time, because it's like local multiplayer, or I think you can do it with like remote play together, one of those
Oh,
things on Steam. But yeah, it's
so it
local.
wasn't like the online drop in drop out kind of thing.
Yeah, they don't have the online. It's yeah, you have to like set up the whole thing. It's not my favorite, but I mean, it is GI Joe. They got the music going. If you're a GI Joe fan, you might want to check it out. It is but one problem with it is it's like it looks good. Like I said, the animations look good. The I like the look of the game. It kind of looks kind of like Shredder's Revenge, but just uh at least with the turtles, like when they would do a power, I'd be like, oh, that reminds me of the um cartoon or this or that, and I guess maybe I just don't have the same reverence for
Knowledge.
the knowledge or nostalgia for the GI Joe, but I'm not like doing any of these moves or special moves with and being like, oh, that's cool. Like I almost had more fun just running around as uh what's a I can't even remember his name. Um Snake Eyes. I had more fun running around as Snake Eyes in Fortnite than I did in this game. Um, but yeah,
That's understandable.
GI Joe Wrath of Cobra. I just wanted to mention it real quickly. It's a bit of a bummer. There was another game. There's a couple of these games coming out where they're like 2D arcade style games where it just something about it just doesn't feel right when I was playing it. And I thought that when I played the Next Fest demo for this game, and then when I
Mm.
played the full game, it felt better than that, but it doesn't feel quite all the way there. But yeah, GI Joe Wrath of Cobra, and sadly, um, that right now is only out on Steam. It is $24.99.
Yeah. A
Yeah,
lot of them are going to the 25
yeah.
range now.
25's the
Yeah.
new 15.
I feel like these like side-scrolling beat-ups kind of things, because we have been seeing like the indie side kind of pop up a bit with the this type of game, and they're just latching on to like a new IP. And I was kind of wondering if like certain qualities were just like not translating well over, because like we saw stuff like like River City Girls 2 like not do as well, then like we had like the Turtles game which did like really well, and now we're getting like other throwback ones too, and
Yeah,
I don't know, I feel like
but
they're trying to cash in a little too fast sometimes with some of this
yeah.
stuff.
River City Girls 2, I did like though. I got that and I played it on Steam Deck. It did this, it had a weird glitch where it said it was 30 frames a second, but it was actually only outputting at 30, even though it said it was doing 6. It was a weird thing. But I did enjoy playing that. And, um, but the problem was, um, just I was running into some bugs when at launch. Like you said, sometimes they're just not quite there. But they ended up coming out with some performance boosting patches, and they just released the Double Dragon DLC
Yeah, that's
for
what
it.
made me think of it. Because I like Double Dragon too. Because I like the first River City Girls a lot.
Yeah,
But
it was
I
pretty
still had
hard.
like a couple of
I
issues.
remember
Yeah,
having to grind a lot. Yeah, I was like, oh man.
I was thinking like maybe I did lose some kind of skill playing this type of game. It's been a hot minute.
Yeah.
And then I remember when I played that one, like to advance to like the next area, you had to push down a certain button. But like that button was like also like an attack move. So I was just like constantly going in and out of like certain zones, and that was driving
Oh
me up the
yeah.
wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that I ran into that same issue with the game. I'll talk about in a little bit. But yeah, I just GI Joe. Come on, Wrath of Cobra. Not quite there for me. But I mean, if you're a huge GI Joe fan, maybe this is for you. What do you want to talk about anything else or?
I mean, I can do a little something something.
Oh,
Cause I typically like to do like the
another
larger
high
games
five
when I
above the
have
monitor. Boom.
well,
Okay.
because I try to do like these larger games when I have like a good amount of time into them. So I'm gonna go a little bit more smaller pace, I guess, this week. And I'm actually like a very like I guess from like the starting period of playing stuff, I was really like arcade type of style focus. So I kind of do really still like these arcadey type of games still.
Yeah.
And I also like a certain type of hobby, I guess, only in video games. And that's fishing. I really like
You
fishing
love,
in video games.
you love
I love
fishing.
fishing.
You're always,
Anything that has like a fishing mini game, I
yeah.
want to play it.
If I'm playing any farming game, you're always like, how's the fishing? Because you don't want
Get
to
to
do
the
any of the
fish.
farming. But if
I
I
don't
can
want to do anything
only
else.
fish, yeah,
Only fish.
you might as well
And
call it fishing life because fantasy life is going to be you fishing all day long.
oh, that's gonna be one of my first little things to do. I'm gonna pick
Yeah.
that like as one of my first ones. Obviously, like
Yeah.
I just love collecting all the fish. I actually really like learning about fish because I I think I just like animals in general a lot.
Yeah.
And I went fishing actually one time, and let me tell you, that was the most boring experience ever. But in
But
these video games, I don't know, they just draw me in, and I will stop any story progress to collect whatever fish is in that area. Like, I remember doing it in Fire Emblem Engage. I remember doing it in the Ys games. I remember doing it in Star Ocean. And I don't know. It doesn't matter what type of mini game you have to play to get the fish. I'm always doing it. So last year, I got Ace Angler Fishing Series. This is actually like an arcade series in Japan. We might have a couple like here and there, like in like a small little arcade thing, but we don't
yeah.
really have them like they do. But it's like just the arcade game basically
And it's so
as
big, it has
okay.
like a controller, like, they have like fishing rod, like it's got its own like controller attachment kind of.
Yeah, it does.
In
And
Japan at
I
least. I don't know if they have it. Do
yeah,
they have it
you have
here?
to import it. No,
Okay,
you
yeah.
have to import
But
it
it does work.
because yeah, it does work. It actually works pretty well from what I gathered from watching like other uh like
Ooh, you
online
didn't get it?
videos of like I'm not gonna lie to you. This is like a weekly thing. I go back and forth on getting this thing or not.
Oh, I didn't know
'Cause
you were that close, so I'm going to talk you into it. We'll hear about this next week.
I think even if I did buy it, I have to wait more than a week
I'm
to
going
get
to
it.
send you my affiliate link, hashtag ad. And
Because that actually makes it feel like you actually are really in the thing.
yeah.
Because you can do the motion or you can just do the buttons. And I'm honestly 50-50. There's just some days where I just actually undock the controllers from the screen and I do like a tabletop kind of thing. And I just fish like that. And you know, when it bites down, you can feel like the rumbling and stuff. And love it because they are always adding new stuff to this thing. And like there's just so many things to collect because like each map has like I don't know like 20 different fish and there's just certain types. There's like oh you can get the small fish, you can get like the medium size, the little fish, and then like at the end of each map there's like a boss fish, you know. And like the boss fish has like three different types of it can be. And yeah, you know, you have to do like different little things to get like all these fish. They give you like different rods to collect, and they do like different like special power up moves. And like the one I have right now, because you have different types of rods. Like for like the smaller fish, you can use like the basic rod, and it costs you less money because each time you fling out your line, you have to spend money. So it's like this you know money balancing thing. It's like hey, do I want to spend like the $20, you know, in-game money? Do I want to spend like the $20 catching the biggest fish on this map, or do I want to target these little fish and make more money but I have to do like more fishing type of thing? Because you know it's based off the arcade game, so they don't want to give you like anything free. You know, you have to put in money. But so each time you catch like a fish, like depending on what you get money back, or you can just make money. Because like with the bigger rare fish, you know, you make like hundreds of coins or whatever, and you use that to unlock different maps, like different little stations. There's like 26 different stations, and like some of them are like super cool because like if you collect like certain little like pearls in like you know the regular stages because the stages do cycle but there's like special stages that can pop up and like sometimes if you get like I don't know like five yellow pearls then you go to like the golden broom bonus round thing where it's like all the fish are like made of gold and you know they do team up with like certain like obviously like Japanese companies and like little snack foods and stuff, and you can catch like goofy little things. It's like a whale, but like it's like in the shape of a baked good. You know, it's like a crunchy little thing, and like when you reel it in, it makes like all the sounds. Like last month, because like currently they have like this year-long event going on for sharks. Like each month a new shark drops, and you have to catch it. Like last month it was like a gummy shark. It was like made of yeah, it's like a gummy bear kind of texture material, but it was like a
Okay.
melon. So it was like a gummy melon shark. You know, I have to collect all the watermelon stuff. Obviously, I'm gonna go for the shark and
Clearly.
like
Yeah.
get it for sure. Clearly. And they are always adding stuff, and each time you play, it does go through the same stages in a certain method, but these bonus stages can just pop up randomly at times, which is a good and bad thing because it makes it not as stale and it keeps you on your toes. And the bonus stages usually have like different little objectives to do. And there's like daily objectives you can get because like if you do like the daily objectives, you get like this special bait that makes catching certain fish easier or making certain fish appeal. And yeah, like you can easily just lose like 20, 30 minutes at a time just going through some of this stuff, trying to get everything. And there's like ultra, I mean, not ultra, there's like separate modes as well, too. Like There's like this coin mini game thing where you're pushing coins trying to earn money back. There's like this one where you're just like in a boat just shooting at like these boss fishes like in like a little mini game type of like shoot 'em up kind of thing. I really like that one. There's an online thing and surprisingly enough there's still people popping up online. But let me tell you, those guys, whatever people, women, whatever, whoever's playing that still is a
Yeah.
big. Let me tell you something. I don't like those people. I straight up don't like these people because every time I win, I'm about to win, they disconnect and my win does not count.
Oh,
That is like my number. I do so much work. I get so many good fish, and they're like, no, you're just not gonna win because the game has like a built-in achievement system, and like for each mode, there's like different achievements you can do, and like I had like none of the online ones because everybody just disconnects as soon as I win.
I
It's very
guess.
frustrating. And
Yeah.
I'm a good sport too. I would stay until the end with my loss if I don't win. But not no, not these guys or people, whatever. I don't like them. I hate them. But I'm always going back to this game because they're always adding new stuff. And you do have like this aquarium thing where you can get because okay, I don't like the aquarium in one aspect of like it's like a zoo, it's like an aquarium for zoo
Right.
fish,
Yeah.
whatever. I like that. So like if you get certain fish, you can go in there and look at it. It's like the Animal Crossing thing, actually. You go in there, you read like the little exhibit thing, and it shows you like some little cool little facts and stuff. Love that. What I thought was gonna happen was if you caught the fish in the main arcade game, they would show up there. But what actually happens is you have to go to this gotcha machine, and then you have to get the fish from the gotcha machine. And like it's a gotcha machine. Like you can't control that too much. They have like these certain tickets to where certain ones are supposed to appeal more. But let me tell you what, like I don't really get anything. I've been playing this for like a year and I still don't have all those fish in the aquarium, and that bothers me because I caught them in like the actual game. So like, why are you making this extra gotcha system when like the game itself is kind of already
A
that?
gotcha.
Because
Yeah, because you're fishing.
hey, you're fishing because you can kind of tell when you're actually fishing, like this by the shape and size and like the colors. Like oh, this fish is most likely this on the map because for each level you get like a map of like oh these are the fish that are up here. This is the section they're at. They're only going to be here type of thing. Except like the monthly sharks. The monthly sharks can just come out
They could
on
be
like all the
anywhere.
maps basically.
Okay.
Except like the specialized maps. Like if it's like the golden stage room, they're not gonna be there. If it's like the ones where it's like, hey, catch the most fish against the random computers, not gonna be in there either. But I do really like this game. This is my Atomic Crops. You have Atomic Crops.
I
I
do
have
have
Ace
atomic
Angler.
crops. You got Ace Angler. Uh,
I have Ace
Ace
Angler.
Ace Angler Fishing Spirits. It is published by Bandai Namco and developed by Rakjin Co.
Yeah.
Limited, which they also made quite a few of the Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games,
I know that. It's
and
pretty cool.
I believe they also ported Gravity um, Rush 2 on the PS4. Like they helped make that.
Oh, okay.
And they also helped with Nino Kuni 2, which I think they might have just helped with like porting one of the versions. Um,
Uh,
but then they also
okay.
worked on like Bomberman. But yeah, this is um, Ace Angler Fishing. I will say there is a demo on the eShop you can get right now, and it is on sale for 11 more days for
Oh, woo,
$14.79.
man.
Normally
I hate,
$39.99. I
I
know.
hate 20.
Would you? Yeah.
I hate
I
20.
forgot.
I mean, I got it like a year ago, so it's not too
You
bad.
get violently ill if you hear a game's cheaper than what you bought it at. Um,
I hate it. It happens, obviously, but I hate it.
yeah,
Because I
but
can't check
just
it
think of
anymore
all
because, like,
the
on my
yeah
app.
hour. This is why they do it, so they stop you from having a panic attack every time you see it's 30 cents cheaper than when you bought it. But yeah, Ace Angler Fishing Spirits. Download the demo. I have the demo installed and I was gonna play it. Um, the one thing I noticed about this game is it definitely looks like the characters you're playing as look about
Oh
as
yeah,
close to Animal Crossing villagers as they can get without being sued.
I forgot to mention that. Like it, like my little girl, like Cal, I guess. She kind of almost does look like my New Horizons avatar. It's like almost to a T. But I have like the what is it called? The you know, like the drum games on
Oh,
that
Tyson
I need
no
to make.
Tensujin or
Yeah,
whatever, yeah.
I have that as my fishing rod because you can actually get him, and he could actually appear in some of the special stages. You know, sometimes it's like, hey, collect a whole bunch of him in different costumes, and he counts as the fish. You know,
Oh,
so
okay, yeah.
it's fun stuff like that too. It's not just like actual fish and like sometimes it's like robot fish or like pure stork, you know, fish or like and like one stage is like dragons for some reason. I don't know, but I'm catching them. So, but this is my time of collapse. When I have some free time, I want to kill. And I don't know what to play. I'm most likely in this.
Okay, I see, yeah. The reason I like looked up who made it is because there's like a part where you're like on jet skis riding away from giant shark.
Oh, that's the mini games. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the mini game.
and the mini games reminded me of Go Vacation, which was like a
Oh,
snow game, I believe. I think, yeah, or like We Ski. I think was another name for it. They did We Ski on the Wii, and then yeah, Go Vacation is another one that they did. But yeah, I remember that. And then, but so then that was um Go Va or no, that was Ace Angler. But yeah, that's on sale for 11 more days. So if you think you might want to play it, now's your chance. You can go ahead and play that. There are a couple of games that I played for crying out loud, um, including Mel. Um,
mm,
there's a game called Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I the played it on PC, well Steam, the Steam version. I got this code from EA through GeForce Now. They provided a code for me, and so I played Dragon Age: The Veilguard. I played about, I want to say I played about 2 hours, or no, sorry, 3 hours as a rogue, and then I was
yep.
like, you know what? I'm not feeling this rogue. I want to be a mage. Because I saw like my friend was playing as a mage. I watched them play it, and I was like, yeah, I want to be a mage. So I started over as a mage, and I really like the combat. But you were talking about like going in the different areas. The first thing
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about with Dragon Age is the A button is the pick up items or open chest buttons, but it's also the jump button. So you're running along, and if you, even though the icon is there to push A to open, if you push it as soon as that A button pops up, you jump. And it's annoying.
Oh.
But yeah, that's neither here nor there. I mean, it's basically nothing. But yeah, this is I played the other Dragon Age games. This is the
Mhm.
first one I played on the PC, and this game, I mean, from what I understand, my one of my friends is playing it on Xbox, and he says it's gorgeous there, but it is like really gorgeous. I got it like on ultra settings with like ray tracing on, and it looks really good. I like it a lot. The so I here's the thing. I like the story and like where the idea of where this story could take me, but the writing just seems kind of bland so far. It's just like kind of like you're. playing as this character Rook. You create them. You create them. I have a female elf mage who is like a default character. Like I listened to the different voices that you could pick, and
Mhm.
I was like I could probably listen to that voice for 60 hours. So I
Yeah.
went ahead, picked that one. Um and yeah, I um played through, like I said, I played through the opening. Like the story is I like where it's going, but then you create the character Rook. I got sidetracked for a second. I forgot where I was going with that. And you create the character, your character, but your character doesn't feel like have lived in this same world where all these other people have, and they're all like interacting and knowing each other, and they say they know you, but just the way they talk to you and interact with you feels like they don't quite have the same relationship with you as they do with the other people around you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Um, and so I haven't skipped any of the story, so I've been playing through it and not skipping it.
Ooh,
So,
proud of you for that.
oh, thank you.
That's a big that's a big move for you, you know?
I know usually I will skip it, but no, I did not. And yeah, I played like 2, maybe 3 hours as the um rogue, and then went back, started over as the mage, and I've played about 6 hours so far with the mage. And yeah, I'm liking it a lot so far. um you've never played any of these, have you? Like, do you even play
Well,
RPGs like
I
this?
I really don't gel with this type of style of RPG. So this is a little bit out of my element. I seen a little bit of Dragon Age, but it was like the very first one. So I don't know if like this actually matches that, or if it's like a different like variation. I'm just completely clueless with this new game for sure.
Some characters are from the other one, and stuff that happened in those other ones has happened in this world, but they say you can just start this one and you don't need to know anything about the other ones, right? Um, but yeah, this is. I mean, it feels like a Bioware um, RPG. It feels like that, like a Western RPG where you walk up to someone, you're like running around talking, they're talking to you while you're walking, and then you just kind of stop, and then you just sit there and you talk to them, and then pick an option, and they say sort of similar to what you selected, but not quite the
Yes.
exact same thing that you said. And then, um, based on what you say, different people can say things to you. Um, it'll be like, oh, so and so disapproves of this, but at the same time, this person approved of this, or um, oh, you can't bring this person with you because they were with you in the last mission, and they got hurt in that cutscene, so they're still injured. So they're
Oh, that's kind of neat
resting
because
here.
a lot of games we play, cutscene stuff doesn't carry over to actual gameplay differences. So I do like that aspect.
Right. And so like it kind of starts off like that in this is like in the opening where you do that, and it's
Yeah.
like you pick one person or the other. And so I switched both ways, and it's pretty much the same thing, just one of them is injured in one and the other one's injured in the other. And so then you just take the other one with you on the next mission, but the mission's the same. All the other people that are talking and doing everything is the same. It's just whichever one you bring with you and are going to talk to and have a conversation with changes based on that. But yeah, Dragon Age The Veilguard, it is definitely an action RPG. It's like behind the back. Um, you're doing a bunch of just a bunch of different attacks, and it's got a sucker for a leveling up, and then there's just a big chart with a bunch of dots you can put stuff in that unlock new
Well,
abilities.
it's skill tree stuff.
Yeah, I like it because then it's like, oh, you can get everything if you just keep leveling up, but which way are you going to focus? So I was like looking ahead to see, oh, do I want to go this way or this way? Which way am I going to go? And I'm kind of like where I'm at right now. But yeah, Dragon Age The Veilguard, I've been playing it and enjoying the story, but not so much the writing. Um, Sadly. But I do like where the story's. I don't know if I'd say I like where the story's going. I like where the story could go, and like where my imagination is going with this story. And I
Mhm.
hope that the game meets me there. We'll see. But yeah, that was the Dragon Age: The Veilguard. It's out now on Steam, EA app, Xbox and Xbox Series and PS5. And yeah, that is $69.99. Um, BioWare. They announced already they're not going to do any DLC, but they are because they want to get Mass Effect out as fast as possible. But
Of
they
course.
are working on or might have already released like performance patch. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, Dragon Age: The Veilguard. Check it out or don't. Um, it is $70, so it's up to you. Um, there was another game that I had played. Unless you want to talk about another one.
You can go, and we'll see if we have time for another one or two.
Okay,
Just
yeah,
depending.
sure. The other one I've been playing is Windblown, which is
Ooh.
the new game by Motion Twin, which is the developers of Dead Cells. So Dead Cells, Motion Twin um, got really big because Dead Cells was so popular. And what they did was they're like, we're going to make a new team, or we're going to take this team and make a new one. Uh, the people that are done working on Dead Cells and want something, make something different, you're going to come with us and we're going to make something different. And then the people that um, want to keep making Dead Cells DLC, you can stay here and do that. And so that's what they did. They have like two different teams at Motion Twin, where this team that worked on Windblown, and then the other team that did the Rogue Prince of Persia recently. Um,
Oh,
and so that's how those two different teams worked out. But this is quite a few people from the original Dead Cells team. They came and were like, well, this is what we want to make, which is an isometric top down, lightning fast action roguelike game, which is a 3-player game. You're going through doing runs. It's a lot like Dead Cells in the fact that you unlock weapons that you could potentially run into on a run, but you might not. Also, the game's in early access. I should say that. Kepler Interactive also gave me uh, not one but 3 codes for this so that I could play multiplayer. Um,
hmm.
yeah, that was very nice of them. But then, so I played a lot of single player. I haven't played any of the multiplayer yet, but I plan on doing that maybe this week. We'll see what happens. I keep on, there's so many games I want to play. Let me play that this week. We'll see.
Yeah,
Um,
we both have that issue, and then we find random stuff we get sucked into as well. So
yeah, stupid Pokemon TCG Pocket. But
I saw you with that. I wanted to ask you about it. I wasn't sure if you wanted to bring it up here.
yeah, we'll talk about what when I can bring we can talk about like before the end of the show. I don't really have that much
Okay.
to say about it. But yeah, Windblown, it it feels a bit like Dead Cells meets um, Hades, and it's like super fast paced. You're dodging around a lot, dodging through attacks, dodging away from attacks, picking up relics that give you like superpower buffs that give you buffs and either increase your max HP so you can keep going. And then as you're going on, you're like getting to new biomes, and the biomes are different areas. And there was one that were like there's a bunch of pirates, and the pirates are um, rats, and then there because of that there's a bunch of cheese all over the place, and you're running around fighting cheese monsters, dodging, hitting cheese, like finding cheese in the background, stuff like that. But yeah, and then when you die, of course, you'd like a roguelite, you die, restart, you get these like orbs that you can bring with you, and there is a fish with giant whale fish with wings, and you run up to it after you clear a world, um, and after you clear that world, boom, you see this whale. You run up to it, and it just opens its mouth and sucks in all of the orbs that you got, and then that way they go back to the base, and um, then you can use those to unlock permanent buffs. You know,
Oh, I
like
like
when the
permanent
game
buffs.
starts, you can have an option for 3 weapons or 2 weapons, and then another one that is like, if you find a weapon that but you don't have any room for it, like you run up to a weapon, you instead of picking it up, you can break it down for parts, and then those parts just turn into gold, which then you can use to buy stuff in between runs, like more health, like health potions,
Hmm.
stuff like that. um, but yeah, Windblown, I'm really digging it. I made it to the final area, but did not make it to the final boss yet of what they have. Like I said, it is early access right now. Windblown on Steam. I've been playing quite a bit of it, really enjoying it. Um, but yeah, Windblown. I'm excited about playing more of it, but also, oh, that was one thing I wanted to bring up about it is, let's say there's like 5 worlds, right? I think so
Yeah.
far. If you beat a world for the first time, next time you go back there, so before, if you didn't beat a world, that fish would come halfway through the level and suck up all of the money and uh, orbs that you had for in between sessions, right? And
Hmm.
then what happens is, if you get um, the fish, like if you beat the world, then that fish doesn't show up in the middle of the level anymore, and then you have to beat it every time. So people starting out, I would suggest, um, if you're almost about to beat the level, just wait and like just keep dying and getting those points over and over again, like halfway through, because when you
Hmm.
first start, you might still not have a lot, and it could take a lot of runs for you to beat. Like you might have just barely beat that boss. And so like now I can play through and beat the first like 2 or 3 bosses without any issue. But when I first started, I could barely beat the first boss. So the fact that I would have like 100 orbs and then die and then not get any of them because they would just go away, was not a fan of that feature. There's no, I looked around, there wasn't any way to turn it off. I asked in the like Steam community board.
Hmm.
Maybe it's just a me thing, but yeah, it doesn't seem like they're thinking about changing it anytime soon. We'll see. Um, but yeah, that's Windblown. Um,
That sounds pretty interesting.
yeah,
Because I didn't know about it too much myself, but like just listening to you is making me want to go look at some more stuff about it.
Yeah.
So maybe try it. You know?
Maybe you will. Maybe you do. Right now it's only on Steam. Hopefully I'm hoping it'll be like a Switch 2 title. We'll see. Um, but yeah, I'm really enjoying it. Um, how about you? You said there might be some another little thing.
Yeah. Because every now and then, I like to go back to something I played a long time ago, super long time ago, to see if I'm still into it or if like I have new appreciation for it. Because sometimes we do get a little stuck into our genre ruts and just keep playing the same stuff over and over and over again, and you get a little not exactly like bored or stale, but you need something just to kick you every now and then. Something out maybe outside your comfort zone or just revisiting something to see, hey, did my taste actually change? Or can I appreciate this thing more?
Right.
And I decided to go with Banjo Kazooie. Cause I played this like when it first came out, like like what 1998 or whatever, like
Yeah.
back in the day, you
Kazooie,
know.
not Tooie.
Kazooie, I haven't went to Chewy yet, but I'll probably get there. Maybe not soon, but I'll get there. Cause I remember liking Banjo Kazooie, but it wasn't until like I started using the internet where I saw people loved Banjo Kazooie, and I was always a little taken back by this because I was like,
Oh.
hey, this was okay, like
Yeah.
I don't see like the big deal, but like man, people really go all out for this series, and we had this comment. It might be like 2 weeks ago by now, but how like no one really cares about making like a new Banjo Kazooie, because
Oh, right. Yeah.
that's always one of the big requests from like Microsoft now. It's like, hey, where's the new Banjo game? Hey, they put them in Smash. Hey, they just drop all the old games again. Where's our little Banjo guy? So I decided to try it because I always preferred other platformers. Of course, like Mario 64. Everybody likes that one. And but I also like the weirder ones too, like like robot, like rocket on wheels, like the robot on wheels.
Yeah. Silicone.
I really like that. Silicon Valley. I did have that,
Yeah.
and that was a weird game. I want to go back to that. That's like another one I hope they drop on this service so I can go back and play it.
Right. Not quite the same, but Cubivore. Hello. Shout out to it.
Oh, I loved Cube before. I had it. It kills me. I had it. I
Mm.
actually owned it, but I sold it, and I'm like I sold it like at the wrong time too. So
Yeah.
I didn't even get like the benefit of selling it. It was just like, back then it's just like I had to sell it to get like a new game type of thing. I didn't want to sell it, but anyway.
Yeah.
But
You sold it for one of those rug vermin games on the Game Boy Color.
I think it helped fund my Baking Chaos game, and
Oh yeah.
at all. So, but going back to Banjo,
What do you
and
think?
I think I like this more now than I did back in the day. I still don't think I love it, but I think I appreciate it more now. And it's like I think my biggest problem with it now, honestly, is just it's being stuck on the N64. Because like it doesn't matter
Yeah.
like which version you give me to play. I don't like how they feel anymore. Back in
Oh.
the day, I had to put up with it because that's what you had. But like now we have so many new experiences. We can feel when something's wrong like instantly, and then it's like the entire game. It's like I'm just fighting with how it feels. And things feel sluggish, but shouldn't feel sluggish. I'm fighting with the camera, which I wouldn't have to do like nowadays. It's like very low that you actually have to fight with the camera to actually work with you. And you know, I think I view the levels a lot differently now than back then. Like they're kind of like because they're like on the overworld they're all connected, But like they're like when you go into them, it's like a full level. It's like all together by itself right there. It feels good just going and hitting the beats, like the story beats, or just like finding like new little puzzle pieces, just exploring and like just doing stuff. Because I did a lot more this time around than I did like the first time I played. The first time I played it, I did like the bare minimum of like what you have to get
To
into like
move to the
the part.
next area, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Like this time, I'm collecting everything, and I'm actually kind of enjoying myself a lot more because you have like the notes, you have like the feathers, you have like the eggs you can get. You can use the feathers and the eggs to advance and
Yeah.
like
It's
battle
definitely
stuff.
collectathon game. So if you're not into those, you this might not be for you, but
Because
I've been
that's
thinking about going back to Tui, at least trying Tui.
I know I did not like Tui back in the day, so I don't know how that's gonna feel. When I go back to it, because I do plan to go back to it. Because like just playing through this playthrough of Banjo-Kazooie is you know I can see why people really do cling to this. Maybe if I had this one first, like back in the day, this would have been like my foreground. It's like, oh, this is the template. This is what it has to follow. But it wasn't. It was like my 10th or 12th. So it was like, yo, it's still good, but like I had like many other experiences before. And like over the years, like I haven't really been enjoying collectibles as much. I still like to get them. I still like to find like new little ways and to explore like the area or just learn about these characters' abilities and such. Because I do love when characters do change into stuff. That's why I'm a big Kirby fan. That's why I get really disappointed me not being like really good at the Mega Man games. Because he changes like his whole suit for the new
Oh
ability.
yeah, right.
Love that stuff. And it happens in Banjo a lot. Because like he turns like a pumpkin. That's really cool. It's really creative. You don't get that in a lot of stuff. And you know, story beats, it's not hitting as much as it did back then when I was a kid. But let me tell you what, I love Kazooie even more. I always was a big fan of Kazooie. She has like my type of humor, but I love her now. She is my gal. That is like they can just make a whole game of Kazooie just for me. I'll be there too.
Do you find yourself playing as Banjo Kazooie in Smash Brothers?
I don't have him actually,
What?
so I don't have him because okay, here's the thing.
Fake
Like
fan? I forgot about that.
I just said I thought the game was okay when I started,
Fake
okay?
Nintendo fan, I meant.
Because, like I said, I played it back in the day. I thought it was fine. I didn't feel like I needed more of it. I did try to eat, and I don't. Maybe I didn't even finish that to be honest, but I didn't like that as much. But for the Smash couches, I typically only buy the extra ones if I love them or if I'm actually gonna play as them. So
So,
no, I didn't.
so you don't have any of the DLC characters?
I have three.
Hold on.
You gonna try to guess them?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and guess them. Sora.
Okay. I'm gonna let you guess them all, and then I'm gonna tell you. Okay.
Okay. I I know. Um, I know one that you should have, but and her name is Min Min. Um, um, I'm pulling up the thing so I can see.
I know. I know. I figured that's it.
I gotta pull it up to see the DLC fighters. You got Piranha Plant right for getting the game.
Yeah. We're not counting that. All the day oneers have that, so we're not counting that.
Okay, so definitely, probably Steve and Kazuya. Um, wait, so how many of them do you have? Three?
I have three. I bought three. I know. I know
Jeez.
they launched like six or like eight of them, but I have three.
Yeah, there's one, two, three, four, five. I'll just list them off. Piranha Plant, Banjo and Kazooie, Min Min, Pyra and Mithra, Joker from Persona 5, Terry from Fatal Fury, Steve and Alex from Minecraft, added to the list, Kazuya from Tekken, Hero from um,
Dragon Age.
Dragon Quest,
My,
please.
my bad. Oh my god, I'm thinking of your stuff because you came in with the Dragon
I
Age
came in,
performance. Like, my
polluted your
bad. I'm making
mind. Yeah,
you
I
did making a lot of mistakes this stream. I mean this show. My
uh,
mistake. I'm a big Dragon Quest fan, so my bad.
Byleth, right?
Yeah,
From
yeah,
Fire Emblem.
yeah. You know
Sephiroth
those.
and Sora. So,
Yeah.
okay.
So I
So,
bought only three of those people.
mm, okay. I mean, I'm trying to think of. I'm thinking if I were to say that there were three that you did not get, it would be Banjo Kazooie, Terry, and Kazuya. But you only got three. So what the heck? All right. I'm gonna say Sora, Sephiroth. I'm gonna say Sora, Hero, and Pyra/Mythra.
Oh, you were so dangerously close. You should have stuck with Sephiroth. I got Sephiroth.
Mm. Wait, who'd you? Okay, so you got Sora, Sephiroth,
Pyramithra.
and
I
Hero.
almost Pyramithra. I almost got Hero, but I did not like.
Mm.
I mean, I okay.
What didn't
I
you
do
like?
like. I do like the idea of doing the menu stuff for him,
Yeah. And how
but I
much?
know
How
I
much is
could.
he? The 99 cents. Hold on.
He's not. They're like $4.
That's neither here nor there. You
$5.
get the pack. You
I am not getting the pack because I don't like everyone in the
you
pack.
get the
Or I don't like their
music.
playstyle. I am upset I don't have the Xenoblade 2 music. I am very upset about that because you had to buy like the first pack.
Yeah.
But
So you didn't
typically
get
I like to buy
Hero.
the characters. No, because I like the idea that you have to use the menu to do like his special moves and such. But I know for sure I couldn't do that in execution. So it killed me not getting him because I love the fact that they have like a bunch of different heroes. And when I think of hero, I think of Dragon Quest 8 because that's my
For
favorite one
the.
so far.
Do you think you played it the most on the 3DS?
Oh, easily. Because back in the day when I had to choose a system that I wanted to get,
You
it
know.
was between the N64 and the PS2 at the time. And Dragon Quest 8 was like the front runner of me wanting the PS2. And I didn't get it because I got Smash instead because I could play that with like my cousins, like the kids in the neighborhood. So
Yeah.
it just made more sense to me. And I always thought like back in the day, I was like, man, did I make like the wrong choice not getting like Dragon Quest 8? And like I did in some ways, but I did eventually play it. But man, I just love Dragon Quest. So it did pay me not to get him because I like the stage they have for him. I like the music, and I like again
Yeah.
like how all the different designs you can be. You can be your hero basically.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
I
I
just can't
know.
do that
That's
menu
why.
stuff.
So okay. So, were there any other ones that you thought about getting besides Steve?
Fucking Steve. But
Steve.
I mean, I did like Kazuya, the second guy.
Mm.
But I don't think I would use him as much. And I did like Terry, but it's the same thing. I just don't think I would use him as much. Uh, I did not like that Byleth, so no, no. I would pay money not to have Byleth.
Yeah.
I didn't really care about Joker. I like the idea of him, but I just don't care about him necessarily
Mm.
to like
Okay.
play
Yeah.
him.
And what about our
Min
girl,
Min,
our ramen girl, Min Min?
I almost got her. She was like this close. I, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little salty my guy didn't make it, but I knew my guy was not gonna make it
Yeah, my guy
because
wasn't gonna make it.
who was your guy for arms?
Mm. Jeez.
Was it Helix?
Helix. Yes.
Yeah. Mine was Kid Cobra, and I did not expect that before I played it. I thought I was gonna be like like Twin Tower or like was the woman was Min Min day one? I can't remember if she was day one or not.
What? She
I
was
think she
DLC.
was she DLC norms? No.
What? Oh
Yeah,
no,
wait,
day
wait.
one on Arms. Yeah.
Yeah, she was day one in arms. I thought I was gonna be Min Min or like Twin Tower as opposed to, but I was actually a Kid Cobra player, and then like the cop and the dog, the robot cop and dog.
Um.
I was into it was like Bite and Bark or something like that. But
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I was salty. My guy didn't make it Kid Cobra, but it was like either Min Min or like Ninja and like. I did not want Ninja, so
Yeah, didn't they like tease that it was gonna be Springman? Like they teased who it was, and then it turned out to
yeah,
be Min Min.
yeah, cause like
They were all fighting,
when
I think, right?
yeah, they were all fighting in her like reveal trailer, and then like like as it went along, people were just getting knocked out. But like typically,
Shh.
we all just kind of assumed it was gonna be Springman because he's like the main guy, not
Yeah,
like main as in like
he was like the
story
cover
based.
athlete. Yeah,
Yeah, he's like the cover. He's like the all rounder because usually for these like different fighting game ones, it's like the all rounder. That's why we have like Ryu. That's why you
yeah,
know. But it was
yeah.
nice to get my men. I just almost got her, but I just didn't.
The one thing I liked about the Smash Brothers, I'll just say real quick, the Smash Brothers DLC, like even like Steve, how accurate to the game they made him with like the abilities that you had. That's why I
Mhm.
thought it would be so cool if they did Captain Toad, but he doesn't have a jump button. Like you can't jump.
I would love that.
Yeah. I
You
don't know
just
they
make
what
like
they
his
do to your
backpack.
spring up. Yeah, something would happen to
Yeah,
come out of his backpack, a ladder or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Just or like maybe some little blocks would just like appear, and you have to like quickly advance them
Yeah.
before they disappear.
Because,
There's something.
when they do stuff like, and then with Min Min, you would like press down and attack to like switch her arms, and you could switch the arms separately based on what button you pushed and down.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, I liked her. But yeah, um, hmm,
I know we get sidetracked a little bit,
we got a
but
little
it's
sidetracked.
us.
We always get
So
sidetracked. Yeah, but yeah,
I hope y'all don't mind too much.
in terms of what um I'm hoping to play a couple of games like this week coming up. We will be
Mhm.
playing Mario and Luigi Brothership, right?
Yeah,
I'm
it's gonna
very
be
excited for that.
good.
I know you're
I
excited. We've been talking about it together for a while. Um,
Yeah, because apparently we're both big Mario Luigi fans.
big,
Because
big time.
when the news dropped that Alpha Dream was no more, it was like one of those moments where we both rushed to the chat and like, oh, they're dead,
Yeah,
we almost posted like simultaneously.
I know. It was like, oh my goodness. Um, it was just unbelievable. But then I was like, we're never gonna get one. And sure enough, we got
I
it.
had a little more faith. I had a little more faith than you, but it just took longer than I thought it would to get like a new game. And I know we saw some reviews pop out earlier this week, and we
Yeah,
have a little bit of a wave of
yeah.
review scores.
Some people
Unexpected.
I've seen say it's like the best game in the series. Other people say it's barely above Paper Jam, and
And
it's
I
like
can't believe that.
one of their least favorites. Yeah,
But we have to play it, so
yeah,
we'll
we'll
find
see.
out soon
But
enough.
some of those reviews that said that about it said they love the first 25 hours, and then after that, it was just another 25 hours of the same thing over and over again.
That seems so long. I know most of these titles are usually like within like 20, 25 to
Yeah,
30.
I think
I don't
the
remember how long it took to Dreamland. I mean, not Dreamland, Dream Team, but
I listened to
I
the
think that's maybe the longest one.
yeah IGN review, and he said he started skipping some of um the side quests, and if he did not skip the side quests, he was probably looking at around 60 hours. So
That seems crazy to me. That seems like a lot of game.
a
But I
lot of
guess we'll
game.
see
Yeah,
in the coming week.
yeah. We'll have
I'm sure
to
the squad
wait and see. Yeah, but I'll be playing it probably tonight or tomorrow. Um,
it should be dropping really late tonight,
yeah,
so
another hour or so from when we're recording this. But yeah, we'll be both be playing that, and we'll both be able to talk about it. I might be able. I'm hopeful that I'll be able to play a little Planet Coaster 2.
Ooh,
And the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Splintered Fate came to Steam, so I'm hoping to check that out.
Yeah,
Um,
I knew you were gonna be on that one.
yeah, we'll see what happens. But yeah, that you know what, this has been another episode, episode 3 in the books. We did it, Mel.
Mm, we did it. We're
Um,
getting a little groove, you know.
yeah, we'll be back next week, episode 4. But make sure you like, subscribe, and share. You know, whatever you're doing right now. If you're, in life, someone makes you something, thank them. Tell them thank you. Somebody sneezes, say bless you if you want. Um, if you don't want to say it, then just say sneeze again, motherfucker. You know, um, it's all a matter of perspective, really. But yes, thank you for listening, and we'll talk to you at the next episode. Bye.
Bye.